Strewn all over the place, the secrets of Libya's spy masters and torturers, and how the CIA and British intelligence apparently worked hand in hand from 2003 and 2004 with the man then in charge, Musa Kusa, then head of Libyan intelligence, and later as foreign minister. He was the first high-profile defection from Gaddafi's regime. The documents discovered and analyzed by Human Rights Watch.
This is at the height of Bush and Rumsfeld's rendition campaign. It's a dark stain on American history.
Rendition means that U.S. prisoners captured in Iraq or Afghanistan were sent to third countries, where sometimes prisoners being interrogated were subjected to torture.
Yesterday we were at the building of the external security, and we stumbled across a room which contained the files of correspondence between the Libyan external security, which was headed by Gaddafi's right-hand man, Musa Kusa, and the CIA, MI6, French intelligence, and different Western intelligence agencies. We quickly found documents relating to CIA renditions to Libya, including the rendition of who is now the head of the Tripoli Military Council, Abdul Hakim Belhaj. He was rendered by the CIA. He was captured, abducted, together with his pregnant wife, and flown on the so-called black flight to Tripoli for his interrogation. The CIA rendered 8 or 9 individuals according to these files. And it wasn't just abducting suspected Islamic militants and handing them over to the Libyan intelligence. The CIA also sent the questions they wanted Libyan intelligence to ask. And from the files, it's very clear that they were present in some of the interrogations themselves. The CIA has always denied the extent of the program, so this is just further confirmation and quite embarrassing to both the CIA and MI6 to have their very cozy relationship with Musa Kusa, a man who has a lot of blood on his hand, out there in public. You know, the documents we found start off, you know, their faxes saying, "Dear Musa, thanks for the oranges you sent us. They were delicious." Those kind of cozy relationship with the intelligence service known for torturing and disappearing people.
Abdul Hakim Belhaj is now the UK's ally as a commander of rebel forces in Tripoli. But he's a former jihadist militant in a group the UK says was linked to Al-Qaeda. He says the Libyans tortured him after he was captured in Bangkok in 2004, and that the British interrogated him in Tripoli. This letter from Sir Mark Allen, then head of counter-terrorism at MI6, suggests Britain was involved in catching him. This was the least we could do for you and for Libya to demonstrate the remarkable relationship we have built over recent years, Sir Mark writes. We've seen this CIA document outlining the flight plan for Mr. Belhaj in 2004. It calls his return to Libya a rendition and says the plane will pass through the British territory of Diego Garcia. But a Whitehall official told me Mr. Belhaj was legally deported, that the UK did not facilitate his return to Libya, and that it's standard practice for the UK to seek assurances that suspects are not being tortured. In the Commons today, the Foreign Secretary at the time denied all knowledge.
He knows it was the consistent policy of the previous government as his, wholly to be opposed to any complicity in torture or ill-treatment or unlawful rendition.
Another Islamist fighter named in the documents is Abu Mundir, who was caught in Hong Kong in 2003. A CIA document to Libyan intelligence from March 2003, marked secret, says the CIA is aware that your service has been cooperating with the British to effect Abu Mundir's removal to Tripoli. The document is entitled Rendition, though a Whitehall official told me this was not rendition but a legal deportation with Hong Kong's consent, and that the intelligence gained was vital in illuminating senior Al-Qaeda figures. So was Mr. Mundir, on the right here, a threat to the UK, justifying British involvement? Well, one former Libyan jihadist who knows him claims he was Gaddafi's enemy, not ours.
Look, according to my knowledge, I don't think Abu al-Mundir involved in any activities against the UK or any other foreign countries. You know, what I know is Abu al-Mundir always against Colonel Gaddafi's regime.
MI6 has to work alongside unpleasant regimes. In Gaddafi's Libya, it gained intelligence against what was judged a common enemy. The question is whether it overstepped the mark. And the irony is that those enemies are now part of Libya's future.
It is worth noting that while the CIA worked with Gaddafi then, it is working with the rebels now. It helped the rebels topple Gaddafi's regime, and it's believed CIA teams are still here on the ground as the civil war goes on.